Alright guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we're taking a look at the Coat of Bell Annex Liner 2 Sacoche, the second generation upgraded version of their popular Sacoche style bag, redesigned with improved comfort, versatility and adaptability in mind. Before we dive into the bag itself, for those unfamiliar with Coat of Bell, this brand actually played a huge part of my everyday carry journey. One of my very first products I've ever owned from them was the X-Pod 2, which was also featured in one of my earliest YouTube videos. I'll leave the link in the top right corner if you want to check that out. That video was honestly what got me into the whole EDC space in the first place. To quickly reintroduce the brand for any new viewers, Coat of Bell is a Los Angeles based lifestyle brand focusing on creating highly technical everyday carry bags and accessories designed for modern urban lifestyles. One of their core concepts is something they call carrywear, which blends fashion and utility together, so the bag feels like a natural extension of what you wear rather than something you just carry. Their design philosophy revolves around intentional over-engineering. Every detail is carefully thought through with a strong focus on functionality, durability and everyday usability. Another thing that really sets Coat of Bell apart is their emphasis on adaptability. Most of their bags can expand, compress and adjust depending on your carry needs, which makes them very different from the traditional everyday carry bags. Now I'll be honest, at first their designs can feel a little complex and definitely take some time to get used to, but once you sort of understand how everything works, that unique functionality is exactly what makes Coat of Bell stand out from the competition. So with the introduction out of the way, let's just jump straight right into it. The Sacoche has a very slim profile, which especially when it's empty, you can see just how thin it is and square the overall shape is. It looks extremely flat and minimal at first glance, but don't be deceived by the whole appearance because this bag can actually expand quite a bit when you need it to carry bulkier gear. One of the signature features you'll find across many of Coat of Bell's products is this separate expandable front compartment. The section can really stretch out and significantly accommodate like larger items when needed, which really adds to the versatility of the bag. So you can see that it does have this extra access right here. But before we get into that front compartment, let's just start with the exterior materials and the overall build. So as expected of Coat of Bell, we do have X-Pack material throughout, which is honestly one of my favorite materials that they use across their product line. It does give the bag that technical aesthetic while also being lightweight, durable and weather resistant. We do get these Hypalon pull tabs with the Coat of Bell branding on it and these AquaGuard zippers. This is also found consistently on the other products as well, with the AquaGuard zippers to protect you from all the elements. The branding is quite simple and minimal as well, with a subtle brand logo just off to the side here. There is some text on the Hypalons, but it's very subtle because it's black on black. The sides are relatively thin, so if you can see, it is quite thin when it's empty, and both sides are exactly the same. So just turn into the back, you'll see that there is this compartment back here. Well, first of all, we do have this carrying handle, which is large. You're able to grip it really easily, and then you do have this little pull tab here where you could just open up and you get this magnetic closure at the very back, which is surprisingly spacious width-wise, although it does remain quite slim in depth as well. This does make it ideal for flatter items that you want to keep close to your body, like documents, little passports or even a mobile phone. Quite spacious, you got the whole width and depth to it, but it is just on the slimmer side, so if you put a bulkier item, it will just press into your side. So just be careful of that. Yeah, the back panel here does use a different material, which is like a tougher nylon material, which does add a nice bit of contrast to the overall design. Moving on to the front compartment, once you open up, you'll get access to this large expandable storage area, and yes, you do get that Coat of Bell signature camo ripstop nylon, as you can see in here, which you're probably all familiar if you're used to Coat of Bell. This one is custom made, which is inspired by the classic MA1 bomber jackets, the lining print of the camo for the orange lining. Not only does that improve visibility inside the bag, but also reinforces the brand's overall design identity, which remains quite consistent with all the products. So bright interior, and you do get this little open pocket up here that is a little flap or access that you could have a bit of maneuver around. This is just to keep it separate from that main compartment, but other than that, it's just a compartment that's quite spacious here. And then you do get that built-in key attachment right here that has a magnetic clip. I don't really use this, as you know by now if you watch the channel, so I'll just leave it the way it is. And then now the other interesting thing is that you can move to this front section at the bottom, that there is another way to get access to that same compartment. So the top zipper you could get through there, and then at the bottom here, well, if you just release these clips, you get into this area here. So you have a larger opening to put all your items in and store it away. So if you can see, you get another way to open. Obviously, if you put stuff in here and it's large, it will protrude a bit more and become more bulkier. But then you can also like fold as much as you can and then compress it down with the sides, and it should hold it tightly. Yeah, there's obviously just multiple ways to get in here, and depending on how you pack things, you may want to go from here or from here. Personally, I never actually needed to access this bottom part at all. Even in my other X-Pod 2 bag, I didn't even need to even use that section at all, so this might be just for some people. Personally, I do think it can look a bit just unusual when it's fully expanded, mainly because of how the design pushes everything outwards and how gravity just naturally pulls it down. But at the end of the day, it's clearly for functionality, and that's the priority here. And honestly, the fact that this bag can expand from 4 liters up to 8 liters is actually really impressive for something in this compact sling or this type of format. And then just under that part, there is this attachment point, which is a bit awkwardly placed. It's going to be hard to see on the camera, but there is these black ribbed attachment points, the daisy chain. There is 3 here on this side and 3 here, so it gives you a total of 6. So if you were to place something and attach something from under here, it's going to be tucked away under here, so it's either going to have this protected it, or it's going to dangle on past the bag and it's going to look in like an awkward position. So I don't know, it's an interesting design choice, but nonetheless it's a subtle attachment point, and it's good to always have that as well. So now just moving to the base of the bag, we do have these 2 clips, these button clips, and this just adds extra space into the main compartment once you unbuckle it. When you start to add stuff in, it will give it a little base, a wider base, and you're able to add more thicker items into here, into this flat area. But I'll show you that in a minute. Yeah, it's really nice that you can add extra room to that very slim compartment, which does improve the overall usability and makes the bag much more functional. So we're going to move into the main compartment, which is fairly simple as well. There's not too many going on in here, but once you open up, you do get this camo orange interior again, and inside you'll notice that there is 1, 2, 3, 4 total of organizational pockets in here, all open pockets. So at the back here we do have one that's held down by a little Velcro strap, as you can see. This one should hold an 11-inch iPad Pro or iPad Air, and you could check that out on the website, which shows you the stock photos of it. I don't actually have an iPad here to demonstrate to you, but it is padded on the front of it, and then at the back there's a little bit of padding as well, so it should protect your iPad nice and well. And then turning to the front side, if you can see, there is 2 large open pockets that have good depth because you get that height of the bag. So it's from here all the way to the bottom, and then just in the center you do get a stylus pocket, which is good to pair with your iPad if you need to. Yeah, that's pretty much the overall the interior. There's a little branding as well with the Code of Bell logo right in the center. With the bottom as well, you can see that it does create a wider base compared to when it's clipped in, and then you can just use that. I like to use this main area just for my camera. I like to put my camera in here. My camera is quite thick, and I'll demonstrate that for you in a bit. But it does hold it quite well, and it leaves extra room as well for you to store any other little items. Moving on to the strap that comes with the Annex liner too. You do get this well-rounded padded shoulder strap, which feels super comfortable straight out of the box, and it is symmetrical on both sides, meaning it can be configured to either left or right shoulder carry depending on your preference. You do have the same attachment points, 3 here and 3 here, and then you do have on each end these buckles for you to adjust and release to where you want to position it. everyone's body's different, so you will have to play around until you get a nice fit for your body type. So yeah, you have these little easy pull tabs on each side as well to get the best adjustment that you need. Very easy to pull and release, so I do like that. At the D-ring, you can probably see that there is a lot going on. You do have these 2 clips and then 2 over here, so there's like 4 in total. One is to clip it and hold the bag, obviously, and you can remove it as well. And then I think the other one is to just hold like an accessory. So say if you're like carrying it and wearing it, you do have this extra piece to clip onto like a tag, a pass to get into somewhere, or just hang something that you need to access like quite frequently. It is good to have there, but I never had to use this at all. But the option's there, which is actually pretty good, I guess. And then at the bottom, I think I forgot to mention that there is 2 D-rings here, which can be used for the stability strap that is also included, which I'll just show you here. And yeah, you do attach this one here just to the bottom of the bag at the back, and I just attach this up to just anywhere up here along the crossbody shoulder strap. You attach it up here, and then boom, you have stability strap. And this stability strap is probably good for like if you're going cycling or if you're hiking or for motorcycles. I've never had to actually use this stability strap ever, not even once, so I don't think it's that deep. So here's my Fujifilm X106, and like I mentioned earlier that I do like to store it in the main compartment. It is quite thick, especially with the extra lens, so I do like to store it in here, and it does allow me to still have extra room on the side here. As you can see, plenty of other room right here that I could use to store any other things, so it's actually not bad at all. It does offer extra room here. I do like to place it like this, and you do have this. Yeah, it doesn't even add too much thickness to it at all, which is really good. And then of course, like I mentioned here, it could be better if it was at the front, in my opinion, but obviously I'm not taking any chances in case this opens up, you know what I mean? So yeah, for anyone who has a camera like this of this size, here's a water bottle test. This is a 1 liter Lark water bottle. This is what I use all the time, and you could fit this easily in this front compartment very easily, and have extra room as well on top to actually store stuff. So here's just the on-body look of it, and it does sit quite nicely on the side like this. I do like the way it sits on your body. The shoulder strap is nice and padded as well at the right position. So here is the hand carry method, and I'll probably most likely never use it like this because I hate carrying things by hand, and I will always attach a crossbody strap no matter what, unless I have an iPad, which I actually don't, to use it to case it, or if I have a notebook that I want to transport to somewhere, or some documents. But other than that, I'll probably never use it like this. And yeah, that's the reality of things. I don't like hand carrying anything. I want to keep my hands free. So yeah, that's it. So on to pricing, size and color. The Annex Liner 2 comes in at $139, which is roughly around £105, give or take, depending on the exchange rates. It is currently around that at this time of the video, recording of this video, which is roughly around 105, give or take, depending on the exchange rates at that time. In terms of colorways, it's pretty straightforward. You've got the pitch black version, which is the one available here, which keeps everything clean, minimal, and in line with their technical aesthetic. And then for capacity, you're already looking at base volume of 4 litres, but it can expand up to 8 litres when fully extended. Just to wrap things up with a quick conclusion and just my final thoughts on the Annex Liner 2. It is definitely something a bit different from what most people are used to. If you're already familiar with Code of Build, then you exactly know what to expect. Their design language is very distinct and very technical, not really like anything else on the market. For new users, it might take a bit of getting used to. It could feel slightly complex at first, and it's also one of those designs that you either grow to appreciate over time or instantly connect with when you're already into this kind of EDC aesthetic. Personally, I really enjoy technical nature of these bags. This is what makes everyday carry interesting. Something that looks minimal on the outside but offers just a lot of thought and functionality once you actually start using it. My only real concern with this Annex Liner 2 would be that the front expandable compartment, particularly at this front compartment here at the bottom, you do have that second zipper. I personally wouldn't feel completely confident placing my camera in here, just because there's a slight risk of it being accidentally open depending on how it's packed or whatever, because the zip is quite easy to open. And of course, I haven't had any issues with any of their bags as well, but I'm just saying that this one seems just a little easy to open here. So I do keep my camera in that main compartment, obviously with the expanded bottom because it's quite thick. But other than that, it is a slim compact carry, and this bag does really well. And when you need that extra space, you got that option to expand it, which is what makes it so versatile. I do like Code of Bell for being able to do that. It's such a clutch moment when you need that type of feature. I've been using it for a while, and I do generally actually enjoy it. Like any other bag, it's not perfect, but at the moment it does fit well in my everyday carry rotation. If you do want to check it out, I will leave my link down below. It does help support the channel if you choose to use it, and I do appreciate it a lot, of course. Make sure to just watch back the video and check the specs for yourself on the website and see if it fits your setup. And yeah, with that said, shout out to Code of Bell for sponsoring today's video. I do appreciate the team for sending this one over and giving me a chance to share it with you all. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff you already know by now. And hopefully I'll have more videos for you come right up. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next one.